If you want to know what are three simple ways to deal with low back pain if you work a desk job, you need to tune into this episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Performance Podcast. Welcome all new listeners and welcome back to those who have heard our content in the past. If you want to know what are three simple ways to deal with low back pain if you work a desk job, you need to tune into this episode. All right. Before I go on to the podcast, what is new? What is better in this sports performance world? A ton, a ton. Depending on when you listen to this, you might make it on time to the huge announcement to see you at our grand opening event of our third location in San Diego. We call it SP Sports Performance, Kearny Mesa. That's the city that's in. And if you're listening back to this, it's our grand opening is March 3rd, 2023, from 5 to 7 p.m. And that's at our Kearny Mesa location. If you're interested, click on our podcast links, our Instagram links, our website, whatever it is you can see, and you'll find our address. But ultimately, it's time to party. This has been an incredible journey for us as sports performance, and we are nothing but ecstatic, excited, passionate about expanding our reach to be able to help more people. That's the mission. Everybody on the team knows it, and we're here to impact the planet. And so third location, we'd love to see you there. That is in San Diego. Nothing to bring, just bring yourself and have a good time with us and see the new space. We're collaborating with 1904 Fitness. That is the company that we are partnering with, and they're next door, and we are excited to help their members as well. So come on by. So that's the big announcement. Okay. Why are we talking about this podcast? Why are we talking about low back and desk work? The truth is, uh, we're now in 2023. Post-pandemic, in 2020 and 21, we realized that we had so many clients who had to adapt, and they maybe started working from work, or were on computers more. That maybe you used to be in an environment or a setting where you moved a lot, and then they found themselves working remotely, doing more projects online, or whatever it is, or the company had to adapt. And what happened? It's funny that our bodies weren't ready for it. We were, up and moving and doing things, and then you had to sit from home and do the opposite, which was don't move and just sit down and complete tasks. And your body wasn't ready. It's like it wasn't conditioned to become deconditioned. So there was those clients or people who had those challenges. Then we had people who worked from home or worked at a computer at work, and then had to transfer all their computer, whatever it is, and transfer it home. Well, the work setup was built for long-term sitting, probably because you had a better chair or a better desk or a stand-up desk, or just the whole ergonomics and the way that things kind of functioned around you were built for that, right? That's what work is built for: the height of everything, the height of the mouse and the arms and all these other things, and the seat height and all those things. So those individuals were great at work, but they brought the ergonomics home, and it wasn't the case. So we had a lot of people who were wondering, how do I manage low back pain if you work a desk job? So that was over the last few years, and more recently into this new year, we've also had just so many people saying that they're tired and fed up with low back pain that doesn't seem to get better, and it's aggravated with sitting at a desk or working a desk job, or prolonged sitting, whatever it may be. And after hearing all these things, and we give feedback and advice and education all day, every day. It's what we do. We literally find solutions for whatever challenge you bring us. That's like our job, and we love it. So we're always looking for, like, what can we help with next? What do you need help with? And so when we talk about low back pain is actually the winner. It's the most prevalent pain that people have. And if you're sitting for a living, you ask yourself, gosh, is this ever going to go away? I have three easy tips that you need to do, and it won't take you long. implement these things. You'll be able to do them right now as you listen. It's not super hard, and it'll help make a dramatic impact on what it is that you have. So the first thing I can tell you right now is get up often. Get up out of your chair. Get up and get up and get up. Don't tell me an excuse. Just get up. Get up. So how long? How often? I mean, I have to get some work done. I can't be up and about doing things all the time. So what's a good number? Every hour. Get up every single hour, every hour, on the hour. I don't care. Just do it. Do it, do it, do it. You have to understand our back and all of our muscles are meant to sustain a certain amount of pressure per day or per hour or at one given time. And when you apply so much more pressure and stress over longer periods of time that it's not used to, it's not meant to do that, of course things are going to not feel good. It's not meant for that. It's actually the opposite. It's meant to move. That's the whole purpose. You have the skeletal system, all your bones. Those are the anchors from all the muscles that connect to them to pull them and push them in certain ways, which means you have to walk and move and reach and do all these other things. So if you have your back that is not meant for this, your whole goal is to facilitate what it's meant for, which is to move. So when you apply sustained pressure over time, of course you're going to have back pain. I don't care if you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 55 years old, or 80 years old. It's going to be the same problem. So don't think that you're different because you're 57 or you're 28 and you shouldn't have this pain, or you're 33 and there's no way that you're this young and having pain. It's not you. It's sitting. So get over that and get moving. Get up often. So here's some tips for that. That sounds easy, right? So how how do you set yourself up for success? One of the things that I do and I have my clients do is I have a timer on my screen or on my phone or a physical timer that you put on your computer that you just set for 1 hour and let it do its thing. And what do you do every hour? Honestly, for 1 minute, just go walk around the copy machine or the refrigerator or whatever it is. Just walk around for 1 minute. That's all I ask you to do every hour. Just get up and get moving. There's no reason why you can't do that. No project, no one thing is that important. You can't stand for 1 minute. Get away. I mean, your attention span will improve. There's so many benefits to getting up every single hour. Your attention span, your work efficiency, your back pain, all of it, your creativity, everything improves once you get a little bit of a couple steps in. Okay. So number one, get yourself a timer. Number two, uh, is drink more water. Wait, why does that have to do with anything, Chris? When you drink more water, you have to go to the restroom a little more frequently. And so you have to find out like where the ounces or gallons kind of meter is. You have to figure out where that is for yourself. So I know about a gallon a day keeps me moving about an hour every single hour. So try and consume I'm not here to give you advice on how much water you should drink. Just at this point, just if you stick with 64 ounces, right, as the normal kind of standard as people talk about. If you just do that and it's not enough and you have to go every 2 hours, just pick it up just a touch, just a touch. Don't do anything crazy. So maybe you need 72 ounces, whatever that is. Don't drink it in like an hour. Drink it across the day, and you'll know how much water you have to drink just to be able to go to the restroom every hour. And what that does is it forces you to get up and moving, to get that back lubricated, get all those joints nice and moving, nice and easy. So my tips on getting up often: drink more water, get a physical timer, and do it every single hour. That's the simplest thing. And I can't tell you how many people I've treated that say, wow, that was like the one thing I needed, or that was so big for me. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is adjust your seat ergonomics. What's ergonomics? Ergonomics is a fancy word for how well you're positioned in your chair or relative to your desk. So there's a whole science behind this, and it's basically physics, okay? If you're very tall, you have like a long torso or long legs, a low chair, a chair that's really low to the ground, is the worst thing you can do for yourself. Imagine, sitting so far down that your knees are almost touching your chest. That's flexing or rounding at your back. That's actually putting more pressure at your spine. So what you want to do is set up your ergonomics so that your knees and hips are at 90 degrees, meaning you want to put the seat so that your knees are your feet are touching the ground and your hips are in line with your knee, meaning you want to create a 90-degree angle with your knees and your ankles touching the ground. So that way you're not so low that you're rounding your back or so high that you're falling off the chair. It's kind of that middle ground. Well, when you do that, that now positions your spine to have equal amounts of pressure. So when you round your spine, that puts a lot of pressure in certain parts of the back that make your back pain worse. Now, the opposite is if you overarch your back, that's also going to give you a pinching sensation and, give you more pain, and you don't want that. So you'll have to find this happy medium between rounding your back too much or arching it too much. And that's all set up simply by organizing your feet so they're 90 degrees, your knees are 90 degrees, and your hips are 90 degrees. Now that perfectly positions your spine. As long as your back is against the back of the chair, now you're at perfect 90 degrees. The next thing you have to do is make sure you have arm rests. Arm rest, somewhere to rest your arms while you work. And why is that important? Because your arms weigh a lot of weight. They weigh so much. And if you let them be by your side, what happens naturally is that when you let them fall to the side, they naturally gravitate towards maybe the front of your thighs, or they sit on top of your thighs. Well, that makes your shoulders roll forward. Well, when your shoulders roll forward, you slouch and round your back. It's just ergonomics. It's just mechanics. It's normal. It's not you. It's normal. So by putting your arms on an armrest, it prevents them from falling forward, prevents your shoulders from rounding forward, and it prevents your low back from running forward. So the best things you can do, put your arms on an armrest, have your feet at 90 degrees, your back against the back of the chair, and last but not least, have your desk nice and easy, so that way your arms not reaching up for the desk, they're not reaching down for the desk, they're perfectly in line with the mouse pad and the armrest right straight away. And what that allows you to do is be more efficient. It allows you to have less stress applied to those joints. Ultimately, you're putting those joints in the right place so they're stacked on top of each other and not putting pressure on one side or the other. And that's why back pain starts. So if you're getting up often by drinking water or having the timer, and you're setting up your workstation and your ergonomics just right, you're in a position where you will have significantly lower back pain. That's number two. Number three. All right. So this is going to hurt some people's feelings, but you ready? You honestly, even if you got up often and you adjusted your seat, you know what's the one missing piece? You just have to do more. What do you mean by that? Go exercise, go outside, burn calories, work on some physical fitness beyond just sitting. And here's why. I've treated and been frustrated with a lot of clients, all because I was missing this piece in recommending it to them. I was so frustrated with myself when I realized I was missing a large piece on why people weren't getting better, and it was my fault. And I realized that even if you're doing more, and even if you have the perfect ergonomics, there's still a barrier to you getting better. And what is that? It's when you sit with good ergonomics, all those joints, all those bones are positioned just right. What we failed to realize was that even if those things are aligned, you have all these muscles that are attached to those bones, and their job is to stabilize them and make sure they're nice and perfect. Well, if you are sitting for a long period of time, 8 to 10 hours a day, even with the perfect ergonomics, even getting up often, those muscles need to be stimulated. They need to be strengthened so they can hold up your neck, they can hold up your back, and not feel like they're working in overtime. So if you sit for a living, you better believe you have to exercise those things more. So the thing you can do more exercise, get more calories burned, get those muscles strong. So I don't care if you go walk, if you're you go to the gym, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're a rock climber, if you are a CrossFitter, if go to F45, if you go to Orange Theory, the biggest thing you can do, develop the muscles so that they're strong and resilient and can hold up your head, hold up your spine, and not feel like they're overworking. But the thing is, you have to stimulate them. You have to have a stimulus to tell those muscles they should be ready to work. If you continue to work a desk job and have low back pain and you get up every hour and you have the perfect ergonomics and you don't exercise, you will have chronic pain your entire life. Chronic pain your entire life. You'll try and find the solution, the perfect physical therapist, the perfect massage therapist. Oh, you'll even try, acupuncture. You'll try all these things only to find out you're fighting the inevitable. You're at some point you have to figure out how to find the long-term solution. And you know what it is? Exercising and developing the strength. Try it. You'll find it for years. You'll fight it. You will fight it. You will fight it. You fight it, and you'll always have pain. And I've heard it. I've seen it. I've had thousands of clients come in. Same scenario. Been having chronic pain. Been to all these people. So you know what the solution is? Exercise. Get them strong. That's why we created our strength and conditioning programs to help people like yourself get you out of pain. Phase 1. Phase 2, improve the stiffness, posture, flexibility. Phase 3, get you strong. Phase 4, keep it from coming back. And you know what happens? It works. Why? Because you got the thing to feel good, better posture, better flexibility, work on the ergonomics, make sure all the shoulders are stronger, and then create injury prevention strategies so you know how to manage this forever. So that third part, do more, whether it's exercises. Stretches are not going to be effective. If you've relied on stretches to get you through this, in a year from now, you'll come see us. In isolation, stretching is nothing. Nothing with low back pain and in a work scenario where you're sitting for a long period of time. You're not doing it. It's not going to happen, and it's ultimately going to give you a hard time. So there you have it. That's why we created this podcast. How 3 simple ways to deal with low back pain if you work a desk job. It's really simple. It's really easy, and we did this to celebrate our low back pain month. Every month, we dedicate time, energy into helping people with low back pain. And if you find yourself kind of within this story or within this podcast, it's very normal. This is who we help. It's very, very standard. It's very common. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is help people like yourself just become more educated about it, have more information for you, and letting you know that, if you are having these challenges along the way, your goal is to find long-term solutions, and we are here to help. And if you're looking for that help to finally have the solutions, whether it's the stretching or you're just starting the journey and you need help with the stretches, or you need help with the strengthening, or if you need help with the exercise program, wherever you are on that spectrum, we can help. And what it comes down to is, how long are you willing to put up with this? How many times do you want to assume that stretching is going to do it, or getting up, or that one great yoga stretch is going to help permanently, or you don't want to try the water? You're going to keep fighting things, and ultimately you have to find truly what it is that you are missing to help you. And so to help support our low back pain month, we want to give you more information. That's why we created this podcast. And whether you're close to any of our locations, whether you're in Chula Vista or San Diego or Kearney Mesa, we're here to help. It's the same philosophy across any you see in any of our team members. The philosophy is the same. Anybody you see it's to take you through that journey to make sure it doesn't come back, and you're more resilient. You're enjoying your work environment. You're being creative. It's not impacting what you do, which is probably what you love. So our mission is to be able to help all of you. So as you enjoy this podcast, whether you're a listener or you watch our podcast live on YouTube or read our blog, ultimately if you're looking for information on, long-term low back pain management, click on any of the links below. We have all the resources in the world. We've got ebooks, we've got free reports, we've got blogs, we've got podcasts, visual, audio, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that we need to do to be able to help you. And just understand, we understand where you're at. We understand ultimately how you feel, and we're here to help. Genuinely, we're here to make an impact, so you don't have to put up with this, whether you've been putting up this for 2 weeks and you're fed up, or you've been doing this for 2 years. Now is the time to finally get a chance to put your fitness and health first, and stop assuming that it's that little pain is going to go away. And I promise you, most of the people that we treat, the solution is so simple, and it's one, two, or three of these little things. And for you, it could be that. So stop procrastinating. Find a long-term fix to your low back pain, because your life is amazing without it. So I hope this helps, and I'm excited to see you guys on the next episode. Okay, take care.